Welcome to the Modern Manager. I am Mamie Camper-Stewart, and we are diving into a crucial aspect of workplace dynamics, something that can make a powerful difference in a team's effectiveness. I am talking about having shared language. Now, when I say shared language, I'm referring to having common terminology and expressions that really help everyone in the workplace just stay on the same page. And while this might sound simple, its impact is actually quite profound. But before I dive in, please hit that subscribe button. Every week, I share strategies and tips to help you be a rockstar manager with a thriving team, and you will never want to miss a video. Let's start by taking a look at why shared language with your team is not just helpful, but absolutely essential. And along the way, I will share some key moments where establishing shared language can really have an immediate impact. So here we go. First up is clarity and consistency in your communications. Shared language ensures that everyone understands the key terms and the concepts and all the things that you are saying and talking about really just in the same way. And this consistency reduces misunderstandings. It speeds up the communication process. It minimizes the chance that you're going to have friction that was just unnecessary because people didn't really understand and weren't saying the same thing. And using shared terminology can make those expectations that you're setting or the conversations that you're having just more clear and more easily understood by everyone. So, for example, what is the difference between a goal, an objective, and an outcome? And does it matter? Well, some people use these terms interchangeably, but that doesn't mean that everyone does. And the nuanced differences or the different definitions that people on your team may hold can cause unnecessary confusion when one person's saying goal and one person's saying objective, and they mean totally different things. One organization I worked with differentiated between watchouts and death threats. And for them, watchouts were really the potential problems or kind of things that could just go wrong that they would prefer to avoid. Whereas the latter, the death threats, that was literally things that would destroy the project or make the goal completely unattainable. And yes, this is nuanced, but those differences actually matter when you are trying to have a conversation with a group of people. Now, managers, you can work with your team to establish definitions for common terms within your teamwork and make sure that everyone is familiar with them. So you could use words like goal, objective, and outcome, but you might also want to create consistency for other terms like check-in or end of the week or consensus. And that way, everyone will use those words in the same way. The next reason to have shared language is that it increases your efficiency by having opportunities to name specific moments. When a team shares a common language, it's easier to acknowledge difficult moments that can happen, but where people might feel uncomfortable speaking about them. As a very simple example, I like the term back burner to call out a topic in a meeting that is now off agenda and that we really shouldn't be talking about. And when we use a term like back burner, we are acknowledging that we need to put a pin in this topic. We need to hold it for another time, and we can then bring it back at the right time and get ourselves back on track with the conversation we're supposed to be happening. Now, when you normalize a singular term for that scenario, it makes it easier for people to understand the idea and what you're saying, and then use that term when it's needed. If I called a back burner and someone else says put a pin in it and somebody else says bike rack, it can just get a little confusing and not feel as obvious and straightforward. Instead, by having one singular term that the entire team is using, you reduce the fear or the awkwardness that can come when you are in that moment of recognizing that the meeting conversation's gone off topic and you don't really want to interrupt, but you also don't want to just let it keep going this way because you know it's not a productive use of time. By having a shared term, you can now simply say, how about we put this topic in the back burner? And that allows you to quickly get your meeting back on track. Teams can have specific terms for things like when someone wants a decision to be called, or when they feel like the emotions are running too high and it's time to take a break. One team I worked with used the idea of a timeout, which meant that anyone could call a timeout if they felt like the discussion just needed a pause, everyone needed a little break. Another team called bananas whenever something seemed like it was going haywire in their process, and the team just needed to take a pause on the content front and really look at the process that was happening. Now, this could happen when you realize that you're in a decision-making process and there's a real lack of clarity around who the decision maker is or what the criteria are for the decision. By having a specific word that describes a specific situation, it's just much easier for anyone to name what's happening and everyone there to instantly understand what is needed in that moment. So managers, work with your team to identify moments that you would like to name and be creative in your terminology, right? Terms like bananas just makes it fun and special. So whatever terms you choose, they should just be relevant to the moment you're describing and meaningful to you. And don't forget to celebrate when someone uses that term in that moment, because you really want to reinforce the behavior. And that leads us to our final reason. Shared language creates stronger team cohesion. Shared language can foster a sense of belonging and unity and make your people feel like they are part of something, a part of a group that is just all coming together and working towards the same goal, all on the same team. In some ways, it's like being part of the in-group with the inside jokes and the special things that nobody else really understands. But if you're on the inside, you got it. Well, this can make a newcomer on your team feel like they are on the outside. If you introduce these phrases and these concepts as part of your onboarding, the new person will quickly start to feel like they are part of the team too, because now they know the inside lingo. So to do this, make sure your team's terminology is documented and included in onboarding materials. And of course, encourage new team members to ask if they hear terms they don't understand. One manager I talked with even told me that she requires all her new employees to keep a running list of terms and concepts that they hear during their first week or first month. And if they don't understand them, they need to bring them to her in their weekly check-in so they can review them together. The saying is really true. Words make worlds. So be thoughtful about how your team uses language. Take advantage of the power of shared language to streamline your communications, to get everyone on the same page, to foster inclusivity, and ultimately drive the effectiveness of your team. For more tips on how to be a rockstar manager with a thriving team, go to themodernmanager.com. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe, share this video with a friend, and check out my latest video right here.